Good morning, everyone. Whether you're here in the sanctuary or folks viewing remotely online, no matter who you are, no matter whom you love, no matter where you are welcome here this morning. My name is Kathy Alston. I'll be serving as your worship associate this morning, and I'm going to be leading worship along with Latifah Griffin-Rogers. She'll be our guest preacher today, and also our music director, Bob Rowland. I want to thank the members of our tech team. This morning, Marilyn Huff and Skip Silas are in the booth. And the members of our hospitality team, and I'm going to have to pick this up because it's tiny. Lynn George, Janet Booth, Lori Rice Spring, and Mary Donnelly are all. Thank you so much for helping us out this morning. And also, Jody Malloy is our online host today, so thank you all. Latifah Griffin-Rogers earned a Master's of Divinity from Lancaster Theological Seminary. She was raised in Chester, PA, and works as a licensed professional counselor. Latifah's personal mission is to enlighten others to our interconnectedness as humans. She was baptized in the Baptist tradition as a teenager, and after a long discernment process, she found a new spiritual community in the Unitarian Universalist tradition in 2018 as a member of First Unitarian Church of Wilmington. She enjoys relaxing, spending time with her family, including her wife Keisha and their 5 young people, plus their snake, turtle, and dog. And she also enjoys reading, learning new things, and trying new foods. Latifah is currently finishing her internship as an intern minister at Unitarian Society of Germantown. And she recently accepted an interim director of spiritual development position at Unitarian Society of Germantown, which is scheduled to begin July 1st, 2022. Congratulations, Latifah. So if you're viewing us on Zoom, please remember that you can activate your closed captioning if that's helpful to you. And if you would like to talk with other online participants after the service in a virtual coffee hour, just stay logged in and you'll be invited into a breakout room. So please rise in body or in spirit and join us now in singing our opening hymn, Life is the Greatest Gift. And please remain standing after the hymn for our covenant.
To assure familiarity with the tune, I will play it through once first.
Please join us now in reciting our covenant together. The words are on your screen. Enriched by our differences and joined together in our search for meaning, we covenant with ourselves and each other to seek truth in a spirit of love, to strive for justice, and to serve others with a joyful heart.
Good morning, UUCDC. It's good to be with you today. I'm Latifah Griffin Rogers, and I have our chalice lighting this morning. It's titled Nurturing Beauty by the Reverend Suzelle, Lynch. Our community is filled with beauty. When you open the door to greet me, that's where beauty begins. When you share with me what's important, beauty is there as I listen. When we join hands to practice compassion, beauty's heart blooms like a flower. When we teach or learn or work for justice, beauty's abounding spark joys in all. Let's light the chalice for beauty now, the beauty we seek, the beauty we share, and the beauty we nurture together. Blessed be.
Each week, we gather in community, carrying what we carry. We may be feeling full of joy or full of sorrow. We honor whatever it is we're feeling, wherever we are, by dropping stones of joy or sorrow into our bowl. Or if you're joining us online, by sharing in the chat. All are welcome to come forward and drop a stone.
drop the stone for the joys and the sorrows that were listed in our online community, and a stone for all of the joys and sorrows with members of our community who are not with us today. I also dropped a stone for all of the victims of the violence in Buffalo. I also dropped the stone for the suspect. Spirit of life, we thank you for this space. We thank you for allowing us to be here this morning. We thank you for our joys and our sorrows. We thank you for the interconnectedness of which we are all a part. We ask that you continue to guide us, continue to motivate us, to continue our advocacy, to continue our work for racial justice, social justice, environmental justice, reproductive justice, so that everyone can have equality. We thank you, Spirit of Life, for dwelling in our midst, and we ask that you allow us to see the beauty of this beloved community this morning. Blessed be, and amen. All right. It is now time for our story of all, or time for all ages, right? Got any young folks in here? We got a couple. All right. The story is The Perfect Heart, submitted by Paulo Coelho. It was submitted by Priya Sher to Paulo Coelho's blog, and I just thought it really brought home beauty. A young man was standing in the middle of the town proclaiming that he had the most beautiful heart in the whole valley. A large crowd gathered, and they all admired his heart, for it was perfect. There was not a mark or a flaw on it. But an old man appeared in the front of the crowd and said, "Your heart is not nearly as beautiful as mine." The crowd and the young man looked at the old man's heart. It was beating strongly, but it was full of scars. It had places where pieces had been removed and other pieces put in, but they didn't quite fit right, and there were several jagged edges. The young man looked at the old man's heart and laughed. "You must be joking. Compare your heart with mine. Mine is perfect. And yours is a mess of scars and tears." "Yes," said the old man, "yours is perfect looking, but I would never trade with you. You see, every scar represents a person to whom I've given my love. I tear out a piece of my heart and give it to them. And often they give me a piece of their heart, which fits into the empty place in my heart. But because the pieces aren't exact, I have some rough edges. Sometimes I have given pieces of my heart away, and the other person hasn't returned a piece of their heart to me. These are the empty gouges. Giving love is taking a chance. Although these gouges are painful, they stay open, reminding me of the love I have for these people too. And I hope someday they may return and fill the space I have waiting. So now do you see what true beauty is?" The young man stood silently with tears running down his cheeks. He walked up to the old man, reached into his perfect, young, and beautiful heart, and ripped out a piece. And he offered it to the old man. And the old man took his offering, placed it in his heart, and then took a piece from his old scarred heart and placed it into the wound of the young man's heart. The young man looked at his heart, not perfect anymore, but more beautiful than ever, since love from the old man's heart flowed into his. It's the end of that story. Sometimes our experiences with love and others makes us hard and worn. And sometimes with being hard and worn, we always aren't feeling our best because of what we've experienced. But as we learned in this story, there is a beauty in our experience no matter how difficult we may perceive them. The beauty is the experience we gain from going through a hard situation and coming out on the other side still able to give love and still able to pour into others. You may be scarred and worn, but each of those scars represents an experience you've overcome, and that's beautiful.
Please rise in body or spirit. Please rise in body or spirit and join in singing Spirit of Life. You can join in the movements, and the words are on the screen. Now is the time in our service where we share our abundance. I invite you to use the text to give function using your smartphone to make a donation to support this church and its works in the world. The number is on your screen.
All right. I have a reading titled, "We Are a Rainbow People." We are a rainbow people, and the rainbow is an arc of light brilliantly displaying all of the colors of the visible spectrum, all of the colors that combine to make the astounding beauty of our world, all the colors that combine to reflect the astounding diversity of human experience and expression. We are red people who respect others. We are orange people who offer faith and kind treatment. We are yellow people yearning for learning. We are green people who grow in our search for truth and meaning. We are blue people who believe in what we are achieving. We are indigo people, insisting on freedom, love, and peace. We are violet people, valuing the web that does not cease, and we did not create. Unitarian Universalism shows up refractured through 1,000 of different human expressions and experiences, through individuals living our promises, through covenant communities, such as this one, through associations and our actions. We are a rainbow people. Together, what we give heals and transforms our world. This is our covenant, our bridge of heaven, our dream, our reality. The flame of the chalice lit around our world is the source of our light and the pot of gold at the end of that rainbow. The flame of that chalice is filled with the light we bring and nurtured by our hopes and dreams. We know that rainbow begins with you and me. We are a rainbow people, and let us grow that rainbow again today. Amen.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and for you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, bright blessed day, the dawn, sacred night. And I say to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, and then I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? That's the way of conveying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow, 'cause they'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
I told Bob earlier, every time he sings before I preaches, I always want an encore. I won't do that to you this morning, but he takes me to a different space, and I love it. This is wonderful. Let us take a moment of just silent contemplation, please. Thank you. you. This morning, you've heard many examples of beauty, specifically within people and in communities. We learned we are a rainbow people. You take a look around the room. This morning, we would see that. We learned of a young man who thinks his heart is beautiful simply because it wasn't scarred or worn. In the same story, we have a much older man help to reframe this young man's experience, sort of like a mentor, a guide. He says, you know, you're looking at this all wrong. These scars and holes are from me giving love to others. Sometimes they give it back, sometimes they don't, which leaves these holes open, reminding me of the love I have for these people too. And I hope someday they may return and fill the space I have waiting. How profound is that? All right, we're waiting on love, and that's beautiful. So this morning, I'm supposed to talk about the beauty of beloved community. And I will. However, when I started to prepare the writing, what I imagined I would talk about didn't manifest, right? And I ended up stuck on the perfect heart story we just talked about during our time of all ages. And I want to just zoom out, all right, and take an aerial perspective of the story to see if we're able to see where Unitarian Universalism shows up, because I think it's pertinent, right? So let me just zoom out here. I got some statistics from religiononline.org, so I'm not sure how up-to-date these statistics are, but they're within the last 10 years. So 9 out of 10 people here, according to these statistics, grew up in a different religious denomination. Only 1% of you grew up in Unitarian Universalism, according to religiononline.org. So that tells us that 9 out of 10 of us here, in our journey here, may have experienced a less than embracing spiritual past, or experienced some religious trauma. Meaning, you felt a sense of loss or belonging to a community. And as a result, you had some sort of symptom, maybe depression, anxiety, and you left. All right. 9 out of 10 of us, perhaps some of us sitting here, have scars and wounds we want to hide because of what we experienced. Right, so we show up here and we're brand new. Nobody knows us. Right? It can also be said that most of us don't want to talk about the less than beautiful experiences that we've experienced in our own lives. I know I don't, right? But that's my work, right? And I'm working really hard to be honest and transparent with myself and others about my experiences, because I believe we can learn from them. And we certainly can learn from each other. 9 out of 10 of us found this community because we were looking for a new place. A place of love and acceptance. A place that would acknowledge our inherent worth and dignity as a person. A place that would encourage free and responsible search for truth and meaning. And 9 out of 10 of us found it here, within Unitarian Universalism, here at Unitarian Universalist Church of Delaware County. In spite of your scars and your negative experiences, you found a beloved community who embraced you, guided you, molded you, loved on you. And that is beautiful. And that is the beauty of beloved community. Because perhaps those wounds and scars you didn't show us, by simply being in beloved community, you begin to heal. And that is beautiful. You can be you here, right? You don't have to look a certain way. In fact, the more diverse, the better, right? It's a great conversation starter. We love it. You look different from, hey, come on over and let me talk to you about this. You did that? I want to hear about it, right? You don't even have to know about Unitarian Universalism initially. Initially. All you have to do is show up to the nearest congregation, such as yours. You will be lovingly swarmed by the welcome committee. You won't even know they're on a committee. And everyone you pass by on your way to your seat, and then for coffee hour, if you choose to stay, and I encourage you do, you will meet the most interesting people from all walks of life with all types of experiences, all types of scars, all types of wounds, willing to share a piece of their hearts in hopes that you will do the same. You won't leave here the same. You sure won't. You come in here wounded, you're going to leave happy, hope-filled, loved on, and wanting more. You're going to wish that it was a service every day. You won't leave the same. You won't. We are a true rainbow people, and that makes us beautiful. And I want to say beauty is not limited to our outer appearances. I think we know that. I hope we do. The perfect heart isn't pure and innocent, but a barrage of situations and experiences that we learn and share with each other, learn from and share with each other. We are those situations, and we create that beauty. So I'm going to close with words from the Reverend Teresa Soto. She has a poem titled "Meant for Love and Beauty." And she writes, "I need you to know that there is nothing wrong with you if you find the world congealed and unwieldy. You were never meant to serve money, to give loyally to unprincipled power, to spend your joy frantically soothing yourself in order to tend wounds of being constantly dehumanized. I need you to know that your sense of injury and anger is not overdeveloped. You are meant for love and beauty, each and every one of you. You belong where you are known and where your future is not just a resource, but a promise, which you begin to fulfill by unmistakably, irrevocably being yourself. You are not wrong." End quote. It is in the sharing of these experiences where we are shaped and transformed, like the young man from the story. This community has spaces that need to be filled with love. And beauty is in our experiences, and collectively, it shapes us into a beautifully beloved community. So share it with each other, each and every moment that you can. Blessed be, and amen. Now please rise in body or in spirit and join in singing our closing hymn, "Love Makes a Bridge."
Love makes a bridge from heart to heart and hand to hand. Love finds a way when laws are blind and freedom banned.
If I extinguish the child's flame, please join me in repeating the words on the screen. Although we never extinguish our child's flame,
Hold its warmth in our hearts and all days ahead.
If you are comfortable taking the hand of a neighbor, I invite you to do so, or you can raise your hands in our virtual hand holding as we say our benediction together. For those who come here seeking God, may God go with you. For those who come embracing life, may life return your affection. For those who come to seek a path, may a way be found, and the courage to take it, step by step. Blessed be. Blessed be everyone.